Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to episode number 14 in Be With Me in 1 John. We're going to start chapter 4 today. I'm going to use a little illustration. You've got a couple of 5-year-olds on the playground, and one of them is bragging on their father, and the other one says to them this line, "My dad is bigger than your dad," or "My dad is stronger than your dad," or "My dad is taller than your dad." So we have, similarly, the passage today is going to say, the famous verse for today is, "Little children, you are from God and have overcome them. For he who is in you is greater than he who is in the world." So my dad is bigger than your dad, and it's true. And then at the very end, we'll get to a response. All right, so this is from chapter 4, verses 1 through 6. "Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God. For many false prophets have gone out into the world. By this you know the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesses Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is from God. And every spirit that does not confess Jesus is not from God. This is the spirit of the Antichrist, which you have heard was coming and now is in the world already." Then here's verse 4, the famous one. "Little children, you are from God and have overcome them. For he who is in you is greater than he who is in the world. They are from the world, therefore they speak from the world, and the world listens to them. We are from God. Whoever knows God listens to us. Whoever is not from God does not listen to us. By this we know the spirit of truth and the spirit of error." Okay, so we're in a section here where my affiliation to God has been tested. And how has it been tested? Yesterday we talked about it's tested by my affection for the people of God. So they're practically my people because they're God's people. And knowing God is to love his people. Knowing God is knowing God is going to be to test spirits. So there are theologies that use the word Jesus and supposedly recognize him, but gut him from his true essence and his divinity and his resurrection. So the point in the first couple of verses is that Jesus is not optional. And I don't care, what part of this blue dot that you live on. There's no plan for the people that live here, whether you're in the Antarctic or how much melanin you have in your skin or what language you speak or what country you live in. It doesn't matter because Jesus is not optional. And by Jesus, we mean the full Jesus, specific, the scriptural Jesus, the suffering Jesus, and the resurrected Jesus. All right, so you cannot set aside Jesus. That's a big point of this, which is what the Antichrist, the one that's contrary and opposed to Christ, that's what he's doing. So to do so is to set aside the spirit of truth and embrace the spirit of error. Okay, but the big verse I wanted to get to is verse 4. "Little children, you are from God and have overcome them." Why? "For he who is in you is greater than he who is in the world." So little children, I love this, that they refer first to children. So children are of the highest value in the kingdom, and we're kind of using child's play today, child speaking today, to get to the wisdom. So when a child on the playground says, "My dad's bigger than your dad," today, spiritually, we're going to find that is actually true. And compared to the spirit of the father of the Antichrist, there's no comparison. So we talked about the characteristics of children with, having some humility and need and awe. And today we're going to find the thing we're going to feature in them is their proclamation. So you are from God, people, and we represent him on earth. That is, we're from the greatest family that is here. It's a great honor. And if we just kind of get that, it changes everything. So I'm part of his family. I'm a child of the King. I'm adopted in. And then we get to this math equation that he who is in you, then the big greater sign, than he who is in the world. So that's the Antichrist and the spirit of the Antichrist. So he who is in you is great. So wait a minute. I've got someone, this divine person in residence here. He says he's in me. "Little children, you are from God and have overcome them." greater is he who is in you. So you tell me that this great divine person is inside of me, and I'm going to run into him at unexpected times, and I'm going to run into him at scheduled times, and he is going to be help. Yes, that's the point. All right, so the Greek word for greater is this megas word, mega. So we have this great, it's translated here great. It also can mean loud, which means great in volume. It also can mean large, great in size. It also can mean important, great in significance. It also can be translated surprise, great in wonder. It also can mean strength, great in great in power. It can even mean taller, megas, great in height. So when the child says, my dad's bigger than your dad's, my dad is greater than your dad, that's exactly true. He's great in every category. So the child thinks the world of the Father. And kind of that's the question today is, do we think the world of our Father? That's going to be the challenge. So you are in this overcoming family, and your dad is able to bring to bear all the resources of every category that we talked about. So what kind of a dad do we have? We have the spiritual Father, and let's think on him as wise and powerful and large and loud. All right, so do you think the world of your Father? You should. Why? Because it's true. So today the charge is to be like children and to say, my dad is bigger than your dad. And to put in perspective the enemy of Christ, the so-called Antichrist, the one that's opposed. And we can just say flat out, oh, wait, my God's bigger than that. So here's the truth, is you have the mega Father. He is bigger in truth and strength and size and significance and power. And the question is my response also a mega response? Do I also have mega wonder, mega worship, mega access, mega appreciation, and mega childlike proclamation like their little story to hear? So let's think the world of our Father. Why? Because it's true. My dad is bigger than your dad. Thanks for listening.